Hello, everyone, and welcome to Boldly Go, Drinking, a product of the Wednesday Night Gentlemen. This is a show dedicated to talking about and reviewing the latest in new Star Trek episodes as they come out. Today we will be talking about Star Trek Discovery, The Sounds of Thunder. As a warning, this show contains a lot of spoilers, so there you go, consider yourself warned. I am your host, Tactic Angel, and with me is Midget Radio, my murderous socialist friend.
Hello again, Tactic Angel.
Hello. You don't have to pretend like we've talked before.
We talk every week because of this show.
We do. What a gift this show has given us.
It's made us so much closer.
It has. You, me, my physician, me, the guy who works at the Booze Palace.
Yeah.
All sorts of friendships coming together.
That's great.
Not to talk about Star Trek, but to deal with the fallout.
Yeah.
So anyway, as the show title might imply, we are talking about Star Trek, and we're doing it while drinking. I have the rare breed.
Oh, no.
I was going to have the writer's tears, but there were some technical difficulties.
I see. I'm drinking the blackened.
Yeah, like my soul.
Yeah. That's about how I feel.
So anyway, we're talking about Sounds of Thunder. Do you know that the Sounds of Thunder is probably a reference, I think pretty clearly, to a short story written by Ray Bradbury? By all accounts, a visionary and talented writer. Do you think that this show honors his memory?
Clearly I do. Absolutely. Well, I guess Discovery could use the fucking help, so...
Do you remember having to read this like 20 years ago?
No.
It's about a big game hunter that travels back in time to kill T-Rex. You have to like stay on this...
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
This hovery path thing.
Okay.
Between the time-traveling Red Angel and the shit that happens in this episode, I kind of feel like they were trying to make some sort of connection, but
probably
it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a synopsis for this. I'll try to wing it.
Okay.
They get some fucking sign, Red Angel energy over Kalpanar or whatever the hell it's called.
It's like the bat signal.
Uh-huh.
Except it's Red Angel.
And he's like, that's my home planet, says Saru.
Yeah.
And so now I have to go investigate. And I'm gonna list the things that happened in this episode that I liked.
Okay.
It's your turn now.
Okay. So I feel like if you take sort of the kernel of this episode, right? That there's like a species and it's a hunter species and it hunts the prey, but then like its prey becomes the hunter, and they all live on this planet or whatever. You're like, right? That's almost like a Star Trek episode right there. Like, okay. These two species are like hunting each other, whatever.
Sure.
Okay.
As long as you limit the synopsis to like 2 sentences.
Yeah.
And mention starship travels to planet.
Yeah.
Then sure.
Yeah.
Everything.
So that idea, when that was floated in the writer's room, you're like, okay. Now, how can we ruin this?
Yeah, because I kind of feel like everything beyond that point is an absolute fuckfest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's garbage. Yeah, it's a garbage episode. Yeah.
Okay, so the show starts off, it has a voiceover, which,
God,
to its credit, is someone other than Burnham.
It is Saru, which is great. It is as pretentious and meaningless as anything Burnham has given us in the past.
It's almost like he has the same inner monologue writer.
It really is. Yeah, they have just the one inner monologue writer, and that guy spends a lot of time getting advice from greeting cards And I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. Things happen to people and they change you, and that's how you learn how you become who you are. And you're like, God, are you fucking kidding me? It was pissing me off too, because like I think they were talking. There was a scene where like two characters were talking about something sciencey at the time, and I was like, I want to listen to that. I know that things happen to people who are alive, and that those things change them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like,
I get it, but
well, this whole stupid show is about lived experience, and it is just so cringe by the time they get to it.
Yeah.
So before really the plot kicks off, they waste some time with Dr. Snot Monster. What's his name?
Oh,
Hugh
Culber.
Yeah.
I don't know why I remember that. Yeah.
Well, it used to be Dr. Boyfriend,
Dr. Boyfriend.
and now I'm kind of thinking of him as Dr. Snot Monster.
Yeah.
And apparently he is not the same because he's not real.
I don't know.
And he's in the medical bay and he doesn't feel super great because he's like, oh man, this is weird. And it's like, well, it's because you're the perfect man.
Yeah, pretty much.
The problem that you're feeling right now is that you are just too goddamn healthy.
Yeah, he's a brand new baby boy.
Oh, you don't even have this scar. Let me tell you the story about the sexy scar.
Mm.
Do you feel like that it advanced their completely interesting relationship?
Yeah, it was great. Well, I think he was climbing a tree or something, right?
I think he fell off a cliff. 30 meters.
Oh.
No, it was 15.
Yeah. Well, he was climbing something, so it's like, okay, now I know that this person has climbed. That's something,
well,
at least.
now you can relate to him a lot.
Yeah, I like climbing
if it's
too.
A tree.
So that's something. Piece by piece.
And really, I guess this is just a little thing to show you that life goes on the Discovery, and don't forget about this plot because it's coming back.
It's gonna get, I don't know.
Actually, towards the end, when Ash was hanging out in the cafeteria, I was like, oh Jesus, no.
Yeah.
Hugh's gonna walk in, but no, it wasn't.
No.
So I was wrong. There was no that scene this episode.
I wouldn't be surprised if they never do it. If that never happens, given how they treated Hugh's death in the first season, they're like it's like one of the last episodes of the show. They're like, oh wait, Stamets probably has some feelings about that toward the guy who did it. We should give them a couple of minutes. No, a couple minutes is too long.
I think they're gonna do it, and the reason why is because feelings.
There are feelings there.
So many feelings. Powerful feelings. Powerful feelings are better.
That's true.
Powerful feelings make for good television, even if they're wildly irrational.
It doesn't matter. Volume is what counts.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't do that. The reason why we're even in that medical room is because I almost thought they were going to have a B plot in this. They freaking don't.
No, yeah.
Instead, they just have an A plot in this scene. And we're really there to find out that instead of the deathticles that were in Saru's head, he now has teeth growing in the back of his head.
In his brain.
Yeah.
It sounded like.
Brain teeth.
Yeah. All right.
So that comes up later.
Yeah.
Who's the X-Men who shoots bony spikes? What's his name?
Well, there's one, oh God, what's her name? She can like extract bones from her body and they're like blades. Oh my God, what's her name? She's awesome.
No, there was another guy who can literally just shoot. Maybe, well, no, I think he's part of like the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. He grows like porcupine stuff.
I don't know.
His name's probably like Spike or something
it's
stupid.
Spike, yeah. Marrow, that's who I was trying to think of.
Okay.
Marrow's the shit. Fucking pulls bones out of her body and beats the shit out of you with them.
Does she just have extra bones in her body?
She just grows bones. I don't know. Just grows bones. Pulls them
like
out.
Blades? She got like katanas inside of her?
Yeah. Badass.
Oh, that's neat.
Fucking
that sounds
stabs
better
you
than
through
this show.
it is. But that's not a high bar, so.
So anyway, they go to the planet where the Kelpians live, and
God.
okay, literally the line is, "Let's try not to break the Prime Directive."
I don't I don't know, man.
Let's try not to break it. The fact that we're here is a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like what's so confusing is that I don't really understand the application of the Prime Directive in the first place here. Because it seems like there's a much like more obvious issue, like a much more obvious conflict that doesn't really have anything to do with the Prime Directive. But still, it's just like
Do you want to kind of expand on that so that my booze-addled brain understands what you're talking about?
Yeah. So right. So it's because this show is it's so badly. I don't understand what's happening in it. So you have these two species. There's the Ba'ul and the Kelpians, right? Mm-hmm. And the Ba'ul prey on the Kelpians, essentially.
Kind of.
Now, it's kind of. So it's never. It has. I am completely unclear as to whether the Ba'ul and the Kelpians evolved on the same planet, or if the Ba'ul just came to this planet and started preying on the Kelpians. I was never real clear on that.
Well, they said they only had warp drive for 20 years.
For 20 years, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple issues here. One, the Kelpians know that the Ba'ul exist and that they live in space, apparently.
No.
Yeah, I mean, they do. They know there's ships. Like, they see the fucking ships. We saw that in the short.
Yeah.
I mean, we see the technology. We've seen all of this shit. They know that there are other beings. Like, they know that the Ba'ul are there. Mm-hmm. And that they fucking travel around in space. His sister actually mentions, like, space and the galaxy and all of that shit. They're aware of this stuff. So, okay. So, they know that other species already exist. So, that part of me is like, well, that's already fucked. I mean, it's already fucked. They already know. I mean, they already know that there are aliens. So, okay, fine. But if that's not the case, like, we'll just say that if it's the case that the Ba'ul and the Kelpians did, in fact, evolve on the same planet, well, that's sort of weird, too. Because that would mean that the planet
They definitely did, because when they went back through the red creature in space that died a few episodes, memories.
Okay.
They could show throughout time, like 20,000 years ago.
Right. So if that is the case, if that is what this episode is finally established, that these two species grew up on the same planet, then what the fuck? The planet's warp capable. Like, it'd be like saying that Americans achieved warp technology, but the Russians didn't. So to talk to the Russians would be a violation of the Prime. It's fucking stupid. It just doesn't make sense. It's like a dipshit application of the Prime Directive. It's literally, this dude don't know warp technology, thus can't talk to this dude. Is why. It's fucking dumb.
No,
it's brain dead.
I don't like. First of all, there are other internal inconsistencies in this episode that make me just seethingly angry. But
yeah.
We're talking about not really like a situation where it's the Russians and the Americans. We would be talking about more like, let's say the people of Naboo, the Nabooians,
sure,
the Natalie Portmans figured out space travel. Therefore, we should definitely bring the Gungans into space. Right?
Yeah. But I don't see that as a violation of the Prime Directive. The Prime Directive is about not interfering with cultures that have evolved on a planet that do not have warp capability. It's about not interfering with
But we're
that.
talking about, it's always talked about as, we're not going to interfere in the development of pre-warp civilizations. And if the civilizations are entirely separate, like the Nabooians and the Gungans, because one
you're saying the Gungans would have absolutely no idea that warp technology fucking exists when a civilization that is on their planet that they're aware of has achieved it. That's just ludicrous to me. That's absolutely ludicrous. You'd have to have a society, like it'd have to be a completely tribal society that takes up, I don't know, 2% of the planet at most, and is completely fucking isolated and has goddamn no idea like what is going on in the rest, like still thinks the world is flat or something. I mean, it's just this is a ludicrous application, and what's frustrating about it is that it's stupid and brainless, and there's a much more obvious conflict here, and that is that the Federation has already made contact with the Ba'ul, already has a fucking relationship with them. Presumably there is some sort of like treaty arrangement with them, and to interfere with their goings on would be a huge violation of that agreement. Well, and it would be hard for someone like Pike to make that decision. That's where the conflict is, but the show's too stupid to realize that.
But okay, so if the Enterprise were to show up at an Earth-like planet that we will call Earth, our Earth, and they saw where we were, we have mathematical equations that basically prove that there is most likely extraterrestrial life. There's theories and theses, and we can pretty well wrap our head around the fact that the universe is a big place, and it would be kind of a waste of space if there was nothing out there.
Right.
So, like, that wouldn't be that weird. We should be able to understand that. We can talk about the fundamentals of warping time and space, and you know, maybe we can't quite do it yet, but that doesn't mean that they can come down and just give us whatever. And and the Kelpians are, as we've sort of seen, sort of dark age level of technology. I'm not going to say Stone Age, but they might be. I just don't know if they have iron implements or not. I think. Well,
I don't know. Saru knows how to use Ba'ul technology, apparently. But
well, it doesn't make any sense.
I know. See, you can't talk about this logically because the show is completely inconsistent. But that's why I'm not into the. Oh, it's a violation of the Prime Directive. They don't have warp, therefore. That's it. It's the kind of simplistic fucking attitude that I find really frustrating.
Well, what bothers me is that the characters clearly think, and they have reason to, that the Prime Directive applies in this scenario.
Yeah,
they say
clear.
It specifically, and honestly, I don't know what happened to Pike between last episode and this episode, but why isn't he bitch slapping Ash Tyler every chance that he can get?
I don't.
It's like,
I don't know.
I did not ask for your opinion, thank you.
Yeah.
But no, in this one, he's like, yeah, you gotta go. We're gonna send some other people down. We're not even gonna try to disguise our presence. Let's send anybody other than the Kelpian on board. And then, oh God, that scene was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
My people, so much slavery, so many fields.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Are you saying that I can't perform my duties as I threaten to hurt you?
Yes, I am. I think you've made that point for me.
As a matter of fact, yes. And then Burnham walks over and he's like, God. Pike, I did not give you permission to not let Saru go down to the planet. So he's going to go down. And he's like, yes, Captain Burnham.
Okay. That reasoning makes perfect sense to me.
So then they're on the planet and they're like, we're going to try not to like screw this up too much. We're not going to break the Prime Directive.
Right. We're not going to start a fucking revolution is like literally what Pike said, I think.
And then they find, and forgive me for not remembering this, but was Saru's village on the water last time we saw it?
I think it was.
Was it? I don't remember.
I remember seeing water, right? And they were like pulling seaweed out of it, whatever. Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, it didn't look like the same place to me. But
I don't know.
But the weird thing is, like, apparently it didn't look familiar enough that Saru was like, I fucking lived here. This is This is my village. So I was like, so then his sister's down there, of course.
Of course she is. That's the first fucking person he runs into.
And you know, we're 30 seconds on from let's not break the Prime Directive clear in twain. And he's like, information dump. Let me tell you everything about what I've been doing, about the stars. There's millions of people out there. There are millions of people? Yeah, not all floating around. Whatever. We can do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it, Saru. And Burnham's there, and she's going along for the ride. It's like, I thought you were supposed to be his chaperone.
She's like, whatever. He gonna do what he gonna do. Well, whatever. He's being completely insubordinate. I mean, that's Burnham's bread and butter, man.
Yeah?
You know she's not gonna stand in the way of that. Like, yeah, no, your feelings are whatever. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Except for that episode when he wanted to kill everybody on that away mission.
Oh yeah, well that maybe that conflicted with Burnham's feelings, which are the true and ultimate.
Oh yeah, they are often just called truth.
Yes, that is the compass, universe's own compass.
So the Bowled get all mad that there are people in their village. They teleport Burnham and whatever back to the Discovery to have another cringe scene.
I was annoyed that she said beam us back. I was like, come on. It's 2 to beam up, you dumb bitch.
Yeah?
Say it like this is a Star Trek show. God.
Well, she didn't.
Yeah.
She never actually went to the Starfleet Academy. She was she was like an exchange student that got immediately slotted into commander.
Yeah. Well, she earned it.
Did
all
she?
That hard work that she put in, all those trials and tribulations, because nobody's had it harder than Michael Burnham.
Yeah. So the Bowled finally contact them, and they're like, give us the Kelpian back.
What the fuck with that scene? Like, the entire... it's not just the audio. It's not just the sinister fucking sounding voice. The lights dim too.
Yeah.
Like this fucking sound wave image of the guy's voice is in this menacing red. God, this is a stupid show.
Well,
like,
you know, it's like when you have, like a cheap hoopty sort of car, and like you're playing the bass, but the stereo system has way too much power going to it, and like when you get into the really big boom, you can see the lights dim in the car. You can hear the whole frame rattling. That's basically the Discovery, I guess.
That's the Discovery, yeah, I guess so.
And like the bass and the evil in that guy's voice, very draining to the power system.
God, this is a fucking dumb show.
So, Saru loses his mind.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which time he lost his mind was worse, but this was the second time, which is really fun to see for one of the only characters that is actually even semi-palatable in this.
Man, he is coming. Yeah, man, I am really starting to lose a lot of it for him.
Oh man,
hell, he has gotten really annoying now.
He is in a
he's just another
tailspin.
Emotional train wreck. Like, we have enough emotional train wrecks on this fucking show.
Yeah,
do not need another one. You guys are so mean to me. How dare you be so mean to me and my people? I'm in Starfleet. Like, God,
you lied to my dad.
Damn it.
And my people for thousands of years, whatever.
Yeah, you're right, Saru. In this fucking speech, this outburst is gonna change it.
So, a whole bunch of ships show up. They're gonna fight the Enterprise to get the Kelpian back.
Yeah.
And they call Red Alert.
Ships were weird too, because it was like one ship, and then it like became 20 ships or something.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the animators, they just used the clone tool, and they were like,
they probably approached single file because they're like, this looks really neat. I've seen it in like marching bands where they like walk right at you, and then
and they come apart. Yeah,
the trumpets fan to one side, the trombones to the other, and we circle around and we get ready to fire our phasers. So anyway, they call Red Alert. Saru's thrown off the bridge. He goes down to the transporter pad and manages to teleport himself through the shields.
Yeah. Why not?
He goes down to the planet. He ends up getting kidnapped and taken to he gets taken literally back to,
where.
I am fairly certain, the transporter set that has all the lights turned off.
Okay.
You look at it again.
Yeah.
I am pretty sure they have run out of budget and that this is now just, can't we just lift the transporter pad? We'll put some goo in the middle. This will be a different room.
Yeah.
He's there. His stupid fucking sister's there.
Yep.
And they say they're gonna kill him. I was a little bit.
I guess.
Well, at this point, I was kind of hoping they would.
Yeah.
And when I saw a tar monster appear
right
out of the middle of the room, I was like, "This would be a fun callback."
It really would be.
Tasha Yar, you are not alone. And they do have like the same, like the Skin of Evil sort of voice.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah,
it's basically the same, but these guys have like long, like gooey fingers.
Yep.
Which seem like they would be kind of not very good at holding tools and making technology.
Right, you wouldn't think so. It'd be a very messy ordeal anyway. But
do you think they just live underwater?
I don't understand any of it. Because I was like, yeah, is the whole ship a pool? And like maybe this is, the part where the people who don't live in a fucking swamp get to be.
But why wouldn't you just beam them into space?
Right? Or like, I don't understand
Vaporize
that
them?
species at all. But yeah, and then so they capture him, right? And the Ba'ul guy is like, hey, you guys were dicks to us at one point, and we can't let you be dicks to us like ever again. And so they use robots to pin them against the wall, and then I guess the robot is like, it like is gonna drill into Saru's face.
Yeah, why would you use a floating blender to kill somebody?
It's like a fucking James Bond scene.
It's sharks with freaking lasers.
It's completely ridiculous. And then Saru just crushes one, because whatever.
Because he has super strength.
Yeah, he has super strength, and he breaks free, and the Ba'ur just, I don't know, they don't notice? We weren't looking, I guess. And then, yeah, so they have all this time to do the next part of this.
So, back on the Discovery, somebody has the idea that they want to make all of the Kelpians go through puberty at the same time, super fast, so that they can fight against their oppressors.
Yeah.
This idea
is a great idea.
This idea is never questioned.
No.
And to the extent that this is a violation of the Prime Directive by the crew's own admission, this is the most brazen fuck you that I have ever seen General Order number 1 take.
This is fairly egregious. Yeah.
Let's start a war.
Yep. We got Michael Burnham here. I think she's pretty good at that.
And the weird thing is she wasn't, well, she was there. She was there. It might have.
She's always there.
God damn it. So anyway, like they're doing this, like we're going to use resonance towers, make sound, and everybody will like go through puberty super fast, and they'll come out on the other end through the whatever culling ritual nonsense bullshit. Did you not think immediately? It's like, well, if I were the Ba'ul, I'd just kill them all.
Yeah.
Like I literally, you have forced my hand. I will genocide this species because they are obviously violent, irrational people.
Yeah.
They are predatory, and they have a machine gun mounted in their head.
Yeah. I don't know how many shots you get off with it, but
it looked like
maybe they regenerate. I don't know.
It looked like about 16 to 20-ish. I'm sure
maybe a full clip and that's it, but
yeah. Well, Saru let them all fly, but there's there's like a slow-mo gif of them out there, and it's like it looks like 8 or 10 on each side, and
oh wow,
and they're like long little spindly things. I don't understand where the propulsion comes from, but
I don't know either. muscle, maybe. I don't know. Flex really hard.
X-Men magic. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Anyway. But like, curiously, I don't think the writers understand that we already saw Saru threaten to thrash the captain.
Yeah.
And it's because he is no longer this fearful caterpillar.
Yeah.
And now he is like a vengeful butterfly.
Yeah. Pretty aggressive butterfly.
And yeah. So
Yeah.
It's like a caterpillar who turns into a Mack truck. So like there's a part of me that's like, I actually get why the Ba'uld fear these people.
Yeah. I mean, they seem to have a legit reason, right? They were almost wiped out by the Kelpians. And then they were like, hey, fuck you.
Now this is...
Turn the tables.
This is the thing that really bothers me also about this. It's like, okay, the Kelpians clearly tried to genocide the Ba'uld. And the Ba'uld, like, if we were to take this to, like, Cylons versus humans,
Yeah.
the Cylons try to genocide the humans.
Yeah.
And you and I are on the same team here.
Yeah.
Fuck the toasters,
Exactly.
every one of them.
Yeah, easily.
So what they've essentially done, in this case, the Ba'uld have allowed the Kelpians to exist as long as they exist in sort of a non-threatening form.
I guess so, yeah.
Which means that the Ba'uld are better people than the Kelpians. and honestly, if we're going to take this whole thing, because it's all fucking lived experience and grievance nonsense, and it's like, oh, you've killed my people, you lied to my dad, now you teleported him into space or whatever the hell you do with us.
Yeah.
Well, you murdered all of my ancestors, and we're just trying to make sure you don't murder me.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, both, if feelings are truth, both sides of this argument are equally valid, and the only thing that you have to differentiate them is that the Kelpians tried to murder the Ba'uld, and the Ba'uld kept them essentially in a harmless state where they could live their lives up to a certain point when they became dangerous. And they even say in this fucking episode, there is no hunger, there is no poverty, but they are oppressed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they've learned to live in harmony with one another, except for the calling, I guess. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's complete nonsense.
So Burnham lived on Vulcan. Vulcans used to be hyper-violent, emotional people.
Yeah.
It seems to me that if she had learned anything, and this might not be the right answer, dear listener, I'm not saying that genocide's the way, but
Sure.
if Burnham had learned anything from the Vulcans, she might have learned a lesson that, this actually might not be the worst arrangement.
Yeah. 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 Everyone seems to be getting along.
Wow, no.
It's not ideal. Because then even the justification, because the thing that the scene where Saru's like trying to convince Pike to let him fucking evolve this entire species, and he's like, I don't know, dude, I don't really have any evidence, but I feel like that's why the angel called us here, was to like set my people free. And it's like, we got to show the Ba'ul that like we can mature and not be fucking crazy genocidal predators. And like, I know we can do it.
Well, great. The entire time they were talking about that, I'm like, you're just two fucking people in a room who are genetically likely to agree with each other because you're brother and sister.
Yeah.
Do you know that there are over 4,000 villages out there, and you're going to convince every asshole in every village that the right thing to do isn't to go be vengeful, murderous assholes?
No. We're just going to get along with the Ba'ul.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to agree because that's how shit works.
There's no goddamn way that Pike shouldn't end up in a prison over this.
Yeah.
Because essentially, here's the thing. The Ba'uld, I'm gonna be real honest, they went to Brown Alert, shit their pants, and they said, kill them all right now. It's like, you know what? Why don't we just wait until Why don't we just wait until Starfleet leaves? And
Yeah.
then we kill them all.
Yeah.
And
Because they're gonna leave.
so you're gonna have to leave a starship there for the next 1,000 years.
Yeah. More than one, probably, given the Botwell's apparently super advanced fucking technology that can even resist Yeah.
Sorry, I had to
I mean,
throw
you've
something
gotten,
at
like-
my dog. He was having a dream.
Nice. You've gotten like all of Starfleet has to be in this fucking mess now. The whole Federation now has to have is now like in this.
What does this report
has
look
to play
like?
mediation.
Well, we have a treaty that says we won't fuck with you. You don't fuck with us.
Yeah.
We showed up at their planet, which is fucking with them.
Yeah.
We beamed people down to the planet. Worse.
Yep.
We overtly threatened them. We started shooting photon torpedoes at them.
Yeah.
We promised them that we would declare war against them
Yep.
if they went through with their own domestic policy.
Yeah.
I cannot deal with this episode.
It's pretty bad. Yeah. I mean, it's fucking terrible. It's stupid. It's just fucking stupid. And
the worst part of it is and this actually would have made it a better episode. Let's say 90% of the pylons blow up. At least you would have learned why you don't fuck with other cultures.
Yeah.
But what happens is they
God.
get Deus Ex Machina out of this, and the Red Angel shows up, and it disables all the technology.
Yeah. Which I guess it couldn't do before. I don't know. But there are two things that are frustrating about that, and one is that it is such a Deus Ex Machina. It's so fucking stupid. Because it's like, we can't do anything. We can't target all these pylons in time,
It is
We
the
can do
very
what we can.
definition.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Red Angel is a god.
Yeah.
It came in to solve the plot
Yeah.
that could not have possibly been expected by Captain Pike. He's like,
Yeah.
why don't we start a war so that the Bao will genocide the other people, and then maybe the Red Angel will show up. That wasn't a line.
No, he did not plan for that. But the other thing that was just sort of irritating was that, God, like, of course, there's no diplomatic solution to this. Like, there's the attempt. Pike's like, let me talk to the fucking bot. Well, he tries to do that a number of times. Well, now this shit has happened. You don't need to fucking kill every single person, but it's like, this is Star Trek Discovery. There's literally never going to be a diplomatic solution to any fucking problem they ever come across. And it's just tiresome. Like, it's just fucking, no, we have to queue up the fucking photon torpedoes. You know what I did like is when Pike told them to arm photon torpedoes, and at least Discovery still has like those tactile buttons and stuff. And that one dude just like swiped his finger across that row of buttons to arm the torpedoes. I was like, that was cool.
Yeah.
At least,
I guess you gotta get your wins where you can
at
find
least it
them.
wasn't a goddamn hologram control interface.
Well, they have some tactile
Yeah.
buttons. They have some screens. It doesn't make any sense.
But it's just a brain dead episode, man. It's just fucking and why is the Angel a time traveler now? Why did they think that?
Because tachyon.
Is that what happened? There were tachyons. I understand that.
It was. Wait, no, it was quantum tachyons.
Okay.
Because that quantum means
Time
travel.
Small
and
time.
time. Yes. No, they did say that in a line. They're like, that suggests time travel.
Well, good. At least there's some basis for that. Okay.
So it actually, I mean, I guess I have to give the people some credit that quantum does typically mean time in Star Trek.
Especially when there are tachyons involved. Tachyons do a lot of shit.
Quantum quantum radiation, whatever, has something to do with time travel. Anyway, no, at this point, I kind of have to believe that the Red Angel is Burnham.
I don't want that to be the case.
Because Burnham can only do so many things right as her normal person.
Future Burnham.
But since she's the smartest person in the world, she'll figure out time travel. And she can go back to make right what once went wrong.
Thank God.
And I don't know. The Red Angel, we got like it's whatever stupid look at her, and it looks like a her.
I guess, yeah.
She got the hips.
Nice hourglass figure.
I really just don't care.
I don't care either. I don't care. Looks like we might get Spock next episode, maybe. Maybe the tease ends because he was there and he was like freaking out, of course, because of all of his emotional trouble. But
I didn't stay long enough to watch it because literally you can tell the exact moment that I stopped watching that show because that was the moment that I sent you the gif of Jesus tap dancing.
Oh,
Christ.
Nice.
Because holy shit. I hate this episode so bad. This is one of the worst.
It was really bad. It was really bad. I don't know, man. I'm just fucking tired of it. There was nothing redeeming in this whatsoever.
Can I have a Jet Reno
I know,
episode
seriously,
where
where
she just
is
walks
that
around
bitch?
and makes
Like,
fun of all these
hell.
assholes?
Fucking hell. But yeah, it's just like, it's such a cheap show too, and for all it's like, God, I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like Star Trek used to be sort of like a progressive show, but it's not anymore. And this is not. Because it's like, you look at the Ba'ul and it's like, oh, of course they're demon swamp monsters. Of course they are. So they're literally...
Because anybody
who disagree, right? They're not their own fucking culture. They didn't evolve in a different... They're just they're just creatures from hell. They literally rise up out of tar pits. Like, you've got to be fucking kidding me with this crap. It is just so transparent.
And even the Klingons now, they don't have a planet. They meet at the middle of Mount Doom. Chuck decapitated baby heads into fire.
It's just ridiculous, man. God damn it.
But we do have that cultural relativism because we got Lady McSpace Hitler, and she's on our team.
Yeah, great. Wonderful. That's awesome. It's just it's fucking stupid. I hope that someday on Star Trek Discovery we encounter an alien who we can't actually just judge based on the way they look. That would be nice.
Well, no. That was the giant red ball because
that's true.
It threw us away so that we could tell its story. God, that fucking scene in the teleporter room, and it's like, wouldn't you do the same thing for your brother? And then she makes like that weird face that's like, this is what the confused emotion face
Did anyone
like.
question that? It's like, why are you even asking her? She'll do whatever she wants whenever she wants to. What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
let's say she shot him with the phaser. He'd have just fallen down, and then his unconscious body would have been teleported, which is functionally the same thing that would have happened anyway.
I didn't really understand that. I was like, why don't you just turn the fucking transporter control off? You had it on a timer. You just hit the cancel button. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's like when you set up your cell phone with the photo mode. You got 30 seconds. It's like, nope. I don't need this photo. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, I think we're kind of getting into the belaboring territory.
Yeah, we are.
Midget Radio, do you have anything else to say about this complete and total affront to the memory of Ray Bradbury.
Just that we are still in the single digits of season 2 episodes.
You know, thankfully they don't make real seasons anymore, because if there were 26 episodes of this...
Can you imagine? Not even a third. Not even a third of the way through.
But I think we're just about halfway. I think that it's only like a 12-season order or something like 12-episode order. I don't know. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and call it then. This is podcast over. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this. I apparently have completely deleted the thing. I don't give a shit. The podcast is over. Like, do the things. Say goodbye, Midget Radio.
Bye-bye.